We knew moving off base into a private neighborhood might come with headaches. HOA fees, petty rules, maybe a Karen or two. But nothing could have prepared us for what went down our first spring in Seaside Crest, a gated coastal community near Norfolk, Virginia. I'm a retired Marine. My wife, Commander Jenna Brooks, is active duty Navy. And not just that, she's the chief of security for the Naval Station Norfolk, the largest naval base in the world. She's tough, sharp, and doesn't take kindly to threats. Unfortunately, the HOA didn't know who they were dealing with. Started small. We bought the house from a widowed veteran who'd been grandfathered into the neighborhood before it became a resort-style coastal community. He kept chickens, raised flags, and didn't care about their manicured lawn rules. The house was perfect, tucked on a corner lot with a wide backyard and enough room for our dogs. But by week 2, the letters started. Violation. Unauthorized American flag size. Violation. Military decals on personal vehicle. Complaint. Boots left on front porch. Commander Brooks responded with official military housing protections and references to the Service Members Civil Relief Act. The HOA backed off. Briefly. Then came the intimidation. One morning while I was at work, Jenna called me, calm, but clearly annoyed. 2 guys in fake uniforms just knocked and said we were being evicted by the HOA. What? They had badges, tactical vests, and claimed to be HOA enforcement police. Told me we had 24 hours to vacate for non-compliance and failure to conform. One had a clipboard. The other was holding zip ties. You can guess how that went. Jenna asked for identification. One guy flashed a badge that looked like it came from a costume shop. The other stayed quiet, nervous. She smiled, stepped back, and said, "Okay, I'll be right back." What they didn't realize was that inside, in her home office, sat a direct radio line to base security and a secure laptop logged into DoD law enforcement systems. She hit the panic notification reserved for off-base officer threats and activated the security alert. 15 minutes later, 2 unmarked Navy security vehicles and 3 Norfolk police cruisers rolled up. The officers tried to flee, but they didn't get far. Turns out one of them had a rap sheet including impersonating law enforcement and minor fraud. The other was a private security guard, unlicensed, who'd been hired by the HOA president to enforce rules on non-compliant residents. The HOA president, a retired insurance broker named Craig Milford, was questioned later that day. He claimed executive authority under the HOA charter and argued the men were there to deliver legal eviction notices. The police weren't amused. Craig was charged with conspiracy to impersonate law enforcement, harassment, and criminal trespass. The fake cops were both arrested. Their gear, confiscated, badges, vests, everything. One of them had even brought an airsoft pistol tucked into a holster, trying to look intimidating. When Jenna handed over her security camera footage and her military credentials, the local authorities immediately coordinated with Naval Command. The base issued a formal statement. Commander Brooks acted within full authority to secure her residence and report unlawful impersonation of law enforcement personnel. By the following week, half the HOA board had resigned. A community-wide meeting was held, where Jenna calmly explained the legal protections afforded to service members. She didn't gloat. She didn't have to. The new HOA president, a Coast Guard veteran, the first rule he passed: no enforcement actions without verified municipal or federal authority. Now, Jenna still parks her SUV, military decals and all, proudly in our driveway. And that oversized American flag flies higher than ever. And every morning, as I sip coffee on the porch, I watch neighbors walk by and nod politely. They learned the hard way: don't mess with a military family, especially when one of them runs base security.